Hello and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Sammy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Sammy's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give the dogs while we're working with them, and also the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we provide is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. And Sammy has been fitted with her own personal training collar that she will come home with, and we'll show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your follow-up lesson tomorrow. Now, as you can see, Sammy is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, and that's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate is heeling, and heeling is simply proper walking on a leash. The command that you're going to give is Sammy heel, and you start walking, and you'll notice that Sammy has been trained to walk very nicely on your left-hand side at your pace, not lagging behind on that leash, nor lunging ahead and pulling. You can see that she's enjoying it with her tail wagging away there. We've also incorporated an automatic sit into the heeling exercise, so anytime you're out walking with Sammy and you stop, she's been trained to sit nicely at your left heel position. Great job. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate is the stay command, and that's a hand and voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm in front of her muzzle and the one-word command to stay. Now when practicing your long sit stays at home, start with short time increments of 30 seconds to a minute, and upon her success, increase your intervals, working up to a total of 3 minutes for your long sit stay. When Fred returns back, he walks all the way around. Sammy should remain seated. Great job, and they'll go ahead and demonstrate that heel sit and stay again. When working Sammy through her commands, you want to make sure that it's fun and motivating for her to want to do. So use lots of positive reinforcement, whether it's verbal praise and telling her good girl and keeping her motivated, or physical praise by giving her pets on the head there. You'll notice Fred bends down and gives her a little scratch on her head, let her know she's completing her commands appropriately. There's that stay command again. And now this time, instead of returning back to heel position, they'll demonstrate the recall or the come on command. For this command, call Sammy in using her name. She should then get up and come in and sit directly in front of you. Good girl. And then an exercise called the finish, where she heels around the right side of you, your back, returning to your left hand side, sitting nicely, waiting for her next command. And they're demonstrating that again.
Sammy, come. Good girl.
Good girl, Sammy. Super job. And around the right side of you, the back to your left-hand side. Great job. Now, if anytime you're working Sammy through her commands and she's not completing them appropriately, or if she's displaying any inappropriate behavior such as jumping or nipping, you're going to tell her no in a firm voice, followed by a tug and release on that training collar. And if you're working her through her commands, you'll just repeat the command. Now Fred and Sammy are heeling into position to demonstrate the first of our down commands, which would be the down from a heel position. You always want to make sure that your dog is in a sit before putting him in a down. With this command, again, use the open flat of your left palm, at this time straight down towards the ground. One-word command to down, and give that stay command before you walk out to the end of the leash. Now with your down stays, again, you're going to want to start with short time increments of 30 seconds to a minute, and increase your intervals, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your down stay. And these can be practiced right in your living room. And Fred's going to go ahead and return back now, again, all the way around. Sammy should remain laying down. Fabulous job, Miss Sammy. She gets some praise. And they will demonstrate that again. This is a good time to remind you that although you're going to be incorporating all of your commands into your everyday life, we recommend that you set aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day to work Sammy through her commands in a formal obedience training session such as this video. You can put it on and follow along if it's helpful for you at first. But it's great practice for the both of you, and will help with her commands transitioning back into the home with her new rules. So Fred left her another down, and this time they're going to demonstrate that recall command for you again from the down position.
Sammy, come. Good girl.
Oh, Sammy's got an itch real quick.
Sammy, come. Good girl. Come on.
There we go. Back to heel position. Great job, Sammy. Now we have one last command to demonstrate for you, and that is the down from a distance, which is the second of our down commands. For this command, leave Sammy in a sit-stay. Out to the end of the leash, and from the end of the leash, you're going to use your right hand to drop Sammy into a down. And she should go down directly where she was sitting. Very well demonstrated, Sammy. So we've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Sammy has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Sammy. We ask that you keep us posted on her progress on her return home. And thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.